I live in New York City, and it's my favorite place on earth. But it's also pretty expensive. Between rent, food, transportation, and other costs of living, it's absolutely mad. So in today's video, we're gonna put things into perspective by taking you guys to the other side of the planet to show you what the cost of living is like living in Bali, Indonesia. Thanks to my friends Cam and Kels, who have lived there for the past 4 years and are kind enough to show us how incredible life is in beautiful Bali.
Hi guys, my name is Kels and this is my husband Cam.
What's up?
Your camera is so much heavier than mine, I'm like struggling.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
Anyways, we're Cam and Kels, and yeah, we're originally from the East Coast of America, but we've been living here in Bali, Indonesia since beginning of, like 2017?
Yeah, we're coming up on 4 years, which is
That's crazy.
But at the end of 2016, we sold everything we owned, quit our jobs, and left to travel full-time. 6 months later, we showed up in Bali for what we thought was going to be like a 2-week surf trip.
4 years later.
And yeah, we kind of just fell in love with the island and wanted to make this place home.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because in addition to accommodation, just everything from transportation to food to daily necessities and daily living for activities or anything, it's incomparable when we talk to some of our friends living back in the US in metropolitan cities like Brett.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer for us.
It honestly kind of blows my mind a bit. But anyways, we kind of need to crack on with the rest of our workday, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing off the tripod and head into the office. All right, so transportation in Bali is super simple. While we don't have things like good public transportation here, the easiest and most sensible way to get around is pretty much just by motorbike. And we have a massive option of different types of bikes at different budgets, ranging from like a 100cc little Honda Scoopy all the way up to those super loud, obnoxious custom Bali bikes you see all over Instagram. And they're probably going to cost you somewhere between $500K and $1.5 million a month, unless you choose to buy, which something like this, which is a 155cc Honda NMAX, will probably be around 24 mil brand new.
Now, in Bali, one of my favorite things to do is rent a motorbike and go explore the islands. From being able to drive through the rice fields or to the beach, it's just such a cheap and freeing way to explore Bali. And here in New York, the closest thing that we do have are these Revel scooters. Revels are new to the city, they're completely electric. The only thing is, they're just super expensive. Well, especially compared to Bali. Since to rent these things once or twice could cost you nearly 40 bucks. But they're still a great way to see the city. Was it me? Now, New York does have a great public transportation, but even just for the subway for the month will still run you $130. Yeah, I think I'll stick to the boosted board. Now, my favorite way to get around New York City is by electric bike or skateboard. Last year, I purchased this boosted board for around $700 and has just totally paid off. So living here in New York City, having some type of electric wheels is the best way to see New York. And also just so much fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, we get asked all the time what drove us to making Bali the place where we settled down out of all the places that we were living temporarily while traveling. And I mean, for us, I think it really just boiled down to, despite the obvious of this being an absolutely stunning island, beautiful people, and some of the best waves in the world, I think it was the cost of living to quality of life ratio.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even for our house, we rent a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2-story villa with a private pool. We're like 2 minutes from the beach, and we pay 216 million Indonesian rupiah per year, which sounds like a lot, but really it's like it's not. It's like 1,400 USD a month. So super affordable compared to, like, I don't know, a place like New York.
Gabe, so did you know that for the same price that you paid for this one tiny room, you can get a 2-story villa next to the beach with a private pool?
Why are we still here?
I'm gonna pack my bags right now, actually. And my apartment here in New York City goes for $6,000 per month. There are 5 bedrooms, but once you do the math, they are paying the same amount for their 3-bedroom as I'm paying for my tiny room. But at their place, they have a private pool. Here in New York, I just have a private fire escape and some barbed wire fence. Wish I had a pool back here.
Okay, let me just first preface this by saying that we don't normally make a habit out of working at a 12-person conference table by ourselves, but we work in a co-working space, so we're just trying to be quiet and not super awkward vlogging in front of everybody. But anyways, the second most frequently asked question that we get living here in Bali is, what do we do for work that allows us to live here in Bali? And before 2020, I worked as a travel photographer and filmmaker, working primarily on commercial productions with tourism boards, travel brands, etc. But obviously, with last year, the entire tourism industry pretty much just disappeared.
Not there.
And all of our work disappeared right along with it. So because of that, we had to find some way of pivoting to make it so we could sustain our life that we built here on the island.
Yeah, so I started teaching yoga online and then basically focusing all of my attention building my YouTube channel, while back in April, Cam started building our new company, Ossery.
Now, Cam and Kels have no idea that I did this, but after learning about what they're doing with Ossery and giving back to Bali, I wanted to support it myself. So I went on their website and bought it at full price, and it just came in the mail. So let's check this thing out. Wow, you even get a handwritten note by the person in Bali that made the camera strap. Check this out, guys. This is so cool. I love the aesthetic of this camera strap right here. I've been needing a new one too. It's durable too. Imagine it just like broke right there. Passes the Brett test.
So seeing that we both work for ourselves, we find it super helpful to have like a designated workspace, because otherwise we just get super distracted at home with like the kittens and everything else going on. So we've signed up for a co-working space and we're just like way more productive here.
Yeah, we currently work at a new one that just opened called BeWork Bali, and it gives us unlimited 24-hour access to this crazy facility with like a library, seating, cafe, casual workspace, private workspace, focus rooms, conference rooms, a full film and podcast studio, a pool.
There's literally everything
it's
here.
Kind of insane.
Yeah, and with how many people work online in Bali, co-working spaces are everywhere and all different packages. Like you can find one for as cheap as $50 to $70 a month, or for what we pay with unlimited here at BeWork, it's like $250 a month.
But that's like the cream of the crop for office space here
Yeah,
on the island.
definitely.
Now, we don't have a pool at our working space, but we do have ping pong, which I guess I'm not very good at. Now, for nearly 10 times the price, this is what you get in New York City. I do want to make a proper tour of the studio once it's built out a little bit more. But I do have to say that having this space has been a game changer for my business. It's helped me save so much time and be more efficient and be able to create more content. With having the studio light ready at all times, having the overhead rig right here to shoot, and just having so many creative people around me has made it so beneficial. So yeah, this is where I film my YouTube videos and also where I operate Fortune out of. This is my clothing and skateboard company, and having a designated space like this just makes it so much easier to create. And for those of you who are inspiring creators and want to live the digital nomad life in Bali or move to New York City and become an entrepreneur, then you must check out Skillshare. So for those of you that don't know what Skillshare is, you've probably never seen one of my videos before, since I've been partnering with them now for almost the past 2.5 years, and they are a company and service that I truly believe in. Skillshare's mission is to make you a better creator and learn new skills. And all at an affordable price, since an annual membership actually comes out to less than $10 per month. And with that, you get access to all of their thousands and thousands of amazing and inspiring classes. One of my favorites is by Dan Mace, where he teaches you how to tell a story through video. So if you are someone who is an inspiring filmmaker or YouTuber, I definitely recommend Skillshare and that course. A lot of good insights. So if you want to join over 7 million creators learning with Skillshare, click the link down below. Also, Skillshare is giving the first 1,000 of my subscribers a free trial to Skillshare Premium. So don't miss out on that and click the link down below.
So one thing that people find really surprising here in Bali is alcohol is actually pretty expensive. Unless you're drinking bintang, which is like our local beer, or palm wine, you're pretty much gonna spend just as much, if not more, on imported alcohol. So what we like to do is buy a bottle of wine, which is about $15–20, come to our favorite Italian restaurant, Art, and there's no corking fee, so it's great. We get best of both worlds, wine, Italian, it's perfect.
All right, one thing that we do really want to touch on, obviously with cost of living here in Bali, a massive factor is food and food prices. It's crazy because in comparison to other Southeast Asian hotspots, like maybe in Thailand or Vietnam, where you can get world-class, borderline Michelin star level street food for rock bottom prices, here in Bali you can not only get really good Indonesian food for those prices, but this is an expat haven, so people come from all over the place, literally all parts of the globe, and bring their cuisines, and you can get world-class food from anywhere at those same rock bottom Southeast Asian prices. So it's a really, really big perk to being here. For example, like we're at one of our favorite really nice Italian restaurants right now, and a nice dinner between the two of us will probably cost what, like
Maybe $12.
maybe $12 US.
Now for a dinner like this in NYC, it will run you a minimum of $100. Restaurants here definitely jack up the price to help cover their expensive rents, and results in the food being not cheap. As well as alcohol gets very overpriced, where this is actually where most of the restaurants make most of their profits, since a bottle of wine on the low end will still run you nearly $60. So in NYC, for $1,000 a month, you can barely get a tiny Harry Potter bedroom in the basement of an apartment. And that's it. In Bali, you can have a bedroom in a beautiful villa, delicious meals for the month, transportation, and enough for a top-of-the-line workspace. And not just for you, but for your significant other as well. Not gonna lie, Bali sounds pretty darn tempting right now. Whew. Well, that's gonna be it for this video, but if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos, and be sure to leave a comment down below if you'd rather live in Bali or New York City. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, let's get out and get busy.